The Gachiakuta anime finally dropped. This protagonist got sentenced to death for a crime he didn't even commit, and after being thrown into the abyss full of nothing but trash, he swore he'd come back to get revenge on all those worms. The story starts with a little girl upset because her stuffed animal got torn, but her mom says there's no point in stitching it up because it'll still look ugly anyway. So since she was sad, she might as well just buy another one. Then that woman walks up to a place where people were dumping trash and throws that bag in too, and while she was leaving, someone weird was staring at her. Then the narrator says we're the ones who easily turn objects into trash, but the worst part is that humans also did the same with people. A guard hears a noise, and when he goes to check it out, there's a guy messing around in the trash. He kicks the door open asking who's there and saying only authorized personnel are allowed in that area, but when he sees him picking up trash, he says, "So you're the dump thief threatening the beauty of the city." When the guard hits the security button and tells him to surrender, the hooded guy throws a bunch of garbage at them and the dude freaks out because his clothes got dirty. His buddy was already making a run for it from those losers, but just when he was about to pass through the gate, it sadly closed at the worst time. After being completely cornered, the dude was so badass he dodged every single bullet. Even the guards were shocked by his speed. But since poor folks' happiness never lasts, this time he couldn't dodge and took a shot to the arm. Luckily, he shook the guards off and managed to escape safely. This guy here is our protagonist Rudo, and he makes it clear those bastards don't know what they're talking about when they call him a thief. And inside his little bag was that girl's stuffed animal over in the rich folks' paradise. The hot topic was the dump thief who struck again, and while they were trash-talking that kind of people, one friend signals to stop since another vermin was listening in. After that, the guy just left, and they wouldn't shut up saying how much they hated those filthy clothes and how it'd be better if those people never showed up again. Then when that guy opens a gate, we see a city completely divided. On the poor side, rumors about the protagonist were spreading non-stop. Their worrying was that the apostles would come and mess with them because of this kid. A girl shows up asking if he went out collecting trash again, and that it was about time he understood that if those guys caught him, he'd definitely become cold meat. Rudo says he feels bad when the rich throw away things that could still be used, since he needs to make money. This stuff was profit for him, and Chiwa says he really did love trash. Then suddenly some jerks show up saying the stench of garbage was awful here. And if she kept hanging around him, the smell would stick to her since he always wore those filthy gloves. One idiot kicks what he just fixed and says nobody would buy that piece of crap, not to mention that under those gloves, his hands were even nastier. But when that guy says his dad was a murderer, this time the MC didn't like that one bit, and he kept going, saying it was all his dad's fault for killing those people. So if the girl stayed near him, the rich would think she was part of the same lowlife. When Rudo glares at them, the cowards start crapping themselves in fear, and they were still saying like father like son, and that's why he had that criminal look in his eyes. After those idiots leave, the guy wonders why it had to be him, and Chiwa says those idiots are wrong and she knows he'd never have the guts to kill someone. Then he gets all surprised seeing that she was still on his side anyway. When she sees the teddy bear, she says Rudo is amazing for fixing that plushie, and the guy goes full simp mode saying that it's not for sale, it's for her. But right at that moment her mom shows up and the guy gets left hanging alone. And the rule's clear, my friends, fallen soldier means you're dropping a like on the video. When he gets home, his buddies they're teasing him, saying he didn't know he was such a simp. Rudo starts panicking, asking if by chance he heard everything, and the guy not only heard but watched it all from the sidelines. Now he wants to know what that trash collecting last night was all about. Recto says he doesn't need to go around risking himself like that. And since he's still a kid, let him be the one to chase the money. The MC says he's not really risking anything since no one's ever seen him so far, and the guy says that even though they're not blood related, they're still family. Rudo says he knows Recto has taken care of him since he was abandoned as a baby. So in his mind, chasing money was just a way to show gratitude, and the guy says that if he's that honest and straightforward with Chiwa, he'll definitely win her heart. And again the guy's all embarrassed. When the master sees he's hurt, he asks if he got shot or something, and even though he tries to lie, Recto says he's not stupid and goes ahead and changes his hand bandages. The master says he doesn't want to see him taking risks in that place anymore, but the guy says that shot's nothing compared to the scars his dad left him. Whenever someone commits serious crimes, they're thrown into the abyss as a death sentence, and since the MC's dad got thrown down there, that's why Recto is so worried about him. Rudo says that even before he was aware of things, his hands were already pitch black, and the insults and evil looks were so intense that his mental health got wrecked as a kid. But then that nice guy showed up and gave him those gloves, and now he feels he needs to work as hard as he can to repay that debt to Recto. The guy keeps nagging, saying if he doesn't make a move on the girl, someone else will snatch her, and he better give that plushie to her first thing in the morning. While the wonderful advice is rolling inside, that hooded figure was outside just listening to it all. The next day, the master's trying to teach him how to smile at a girl, and the MC thinks that's impossible, especially with those scary eyes. Then after leaving the house, he says it's time to win the brunette's heart. While he walks, he says there's this abyss in the area. And besides all the trash being dumped there, criminal people were also thrown down there. The only thing he knows is that his dad was swallowed by that darkness too, but since he only heard the rumors, he has no idea what actually happens inside. Out of nowhere, the girl appears greeting him. Good morning, and the guy's already blushing again. Chiwa says this place is pretty unpleasant, and that it seems they built the ghetto at the edge of the city so the citizens could see what happens to criminals. And honestly, she found it horrible to have to see people get executed like that. So since she didn't want to see him end up there too, it was better to lay off this collecting trash thing from the rich folks. Rudo says his master already told him that. And she says it seems like he cares too. Then when he realizes she was hinting that she also cared, the girl turns all red, saying that's not what she meant. The fool gets so flustered he even falls to the ground. But this time he had the courage to say he picked up that teddy bear thinking she'd love it. And even knowing it came from the trash, maybe the little guy would be happier with her instead of being thrown away. When Chiwa grabs the plushie, she says she's super happy with the gift. Then since the guy had never gotten this far, he rushes off saying he urgently needs to tell his master what just happened. But when he turns the corner, he bumps right into those apostles, and now everyone wants to know what those rich folks are doing around here. The MC says it's better to do the report instead of bragging to Recto, and as he opens the door, that hooded dude had just stabbed his master in the stomach. Rudo gets so pissed off he charges straight at him, but the consequence is blacking out and waking up on the floor. And that bastard just grabs his diary and starts dipping. Recto keeps yelling at him to run before something goes terribly wrong, and after saying he needed to change this crappy world, the apostles show up shooting and ordering him to surrender for committing the crime. Rudo even tries to explain, saying he'd never do that. But to make things worse, he was covered in blood and the guards didn't even bother listening to a criminal. As soon as the kid gets knocked out cold, the rumors about him murdering the person who raised him start spreading like wildfire, and Chiwa says she doesn't believe he was really a monster. The rich jerks say that as if stealing people's trash wasn't enough, now he wanted to dirty the city with his actions, and even if the victim was also trash, someone who commits murder can't live a single second in this land. A bunch of idiots start cheering and shouting for him to be thrown into the abyss already, and the old man says all filth must be devoured by the abyss. Rudo is begging for someone to hear him out. After all, he didn't commit that crime. Then when he sees Chiwa, he tells her it wasn't him and begs her to find the real culprit. But to ruin his day even more, the girl simply drops the plushie and says he really is the son of a murderer. The crowd doesn't stop yelling for that trash to be dumped in the abyss already. And the MC says they're the filthy ones for not even having a mind of their own, even with eyes and ears. They're nothing but blind people who ignore the truth. As he looks forward, there's that bastard who killed his master, but it's already too late because he gets thrown down there without even having time to explain himself. And the guy gets so filled with rage that he says he's going to get revenge on all those human forms. Then after falling all the way down in absolute cinema animation. The guy wakes up on top of the junk heap asking why he's still alive and what kind of stinky place this is, while a trash monster forms in front of him. Rudo says the rich claimed it was just a big junkyard up there. Be it trash, people, or whatever else, but down here is the abyss where all filthy things are dumped. And thinking about it now, he's sure this place is the real hell.